Yeah. I hate flies. Nobody tell me, oh, but it's just a little guy. I don't care. I don't care. I want to go. Well, okay. No, that's mean to the fly. I don't want it gone. I just wanted to, like, leave me alone, you know? Okay. Anyways. What? It's me? Live stream? Now what? Crazy. So crazy. I didn't think I'd be back to this until frickin' a while. Yeah, no, I'm home for the weekend, and a new Danganronpa Antebellum chapter just dropped. So, we're gonna play it in a minute. I'm gonna kick around for a minute and see if anyone shows up, cause I wanna like yap for a minute before I frickin' start anything. But, hang on. I'm gonna like output. Okay. Okay. Hang on, it's dropping it. This thing on. Is it going? Are we going? Oh, it's not getting any data. Son of a bitch. Is it gonna... I can't tell how good this stream is looking, gang, so... if things are a little wonk, I'm gonna need you to, like... excuse that. Yeah. Let me see here. Output. Don't want to mess with this too much, but also... Okay. No. Alright. Streaming is hard. Like, it keeps telling me, oh, you're not... As long as the people can see me and hear me and all that, I don't care. You know what? I'm gonna, like, mess with my frickin'... What am I doing? It's on this side. Hang on. I'm gonna mess with the settings on this thing for a bit. Hold on. Shutting this off so you don't have to look at me. So how's everyone doing? I say like I'm not. Yeah. How's everybody doing? I say like I'm not the only person in the stream right now. Are mic settings in here? Bop. I wonder if I lower. Okay, well. Okay, fair. Wonder where one would find mic settings. Why does it... settings? Okay. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna like... Okay, let me just... Ah! Ah! Whoa! Whoa! My god. Okay. Sure, sure. Simple lip sync, we'll go with that. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. Ah! 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 Okay. Yes, this is a new thing I do now. Ow. E. U. O. E. Sorry, I got VTube Studio on my other monitor. On my other monitor, man. It's on my other monitor, man. I'm gonna pop the chat out so I can, like, look at it and... Hang on. Is that gonna pop up on the... Oh, that's the wrong... Oh, this is the wrong account. Oh, that's my main. It's not me. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, I know I'm streaming on the right account. I know I'm streaming on the right channel, and my message is gonna... Okay, there we go. Almost got the fly. It's okay. Alright. Okay. I'm the only one that's been yapping so far. But that's okay. Yeah. If anyone else happens to be popping in for a minute, by all means, feel free to, like, come. Take a load off. Okay, gonna shut off my music now. And we're gonna get right into it, yeah. Woo! Okay. And we're gaming. I'm what they call the gaming leg. No, I'm not the gaming leg. That's Morph. That's Morph 23. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of him, but he does like Super Mario Odyssey speedruns and challenges and stuff. I like him. I think he's funny. Anyways. Okay, making sure that pops up. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's in frame? Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's go. Let's get started. So we're gonna continue from where we left off. And I'm gonna pop the chat out again so I can see if anybody comes in. Firefox open. Trying to minimize my tabs here. And programs. Anything I don't need open, I'm not opening. Okay. Let's go. Alright. Yippee! It works. Okay. I love moving save files in between game downloads because the game is not finished yet. Okay.
Well, well, well. Look at us. Back here again.
Oh, who would have thought? I'm a sucker for punishment, Amelia. You should know this about me by now.
I know it's been a while. What, a month and a half?
Feels like it.
If it was up to me, we'd be on air again a lot sooner. Unfortunately, we had some small complications to work out after the murder. Well, you've been left in the dark for a while, so I won't keep you waiting. I'm sure you're eager to know what the prisoners have been up to.
Sure am, buddy. I wonder if I can add another. Never mind, I'll just like leave it up there. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, so what's everybody been up to since the last time I played?
Let me catch you up with the prisoners you judged last time. Starting with prisoner O2, Lyra Chattel.
Okay, how bad did Lyra get it?
With her, it was a bit of a split. Back and forth, back and forth. She was leaning pretty heavily towards Worthy for a long while. What? Did you think she was pretty or something?
I mean, Lyra is pretty, but I didn't get to vote. I'm not gonna say anything. I missed the judgment deadline. I won't say anything, but I'm gonna try not to miss it this time. The sooner I can stream the Deadly Life when that comes out, the better.
Or maybe you just wanted to encourage the cycle she was in. No, I'm not going to judge. All I'm saying is that if you voted her worthy, I'm sure she'd see it as you falling for her. But slowly over time, the votes seemed to shift. It looks like some of you started doing some thinking. Maybe you just wanted to uphold her wishes. Or maybe she just started pissing you off. Whatever the reason was, there was a major shift right near the end. I'm almost convinced there was something fishy afoot. But it's not my job to investigate that.
Nope.
Eventually, she was pushed just barely into a corrupt vote with a close-cut 50 points.
Damn. That is close.
Holy shit, you were close to a 50-50, huh? I don't know what we would have done if she landed right in the middle. Being so close to Worthy, despite her corrupt verdict, has definitely seemed to unsettle her a bit. She could just go about things her own way, which, yeah, cutting it so close. Her confidence in her own actions has definitely been shaken.
Damn.
Obviously, she thinks some of you just wanted to take away her agency and disrespect her wishes once again. Or just voted her worthy because you thought she was hot. But I think you've definitely thrown her off. She's been forced to think, even if she denies. Reconsider the way things have gone so far, not just discarding people's belief that she can get better, as them just being deceived by her somehow. Despite this, she's still corrupt, even if it's just slightly, meaning her access to kitchen supplies, medication,
Damn.
and her cell has been stripped. Not that it bothers her, she's been crashing in another prisoner's cell. The same prisoner who's helping her effectively circumvent her corrupt verdict, helping her get food, showers, and whatever else she needs like a loyal puppy dog.
Shout out to Zeke, I guess.
03, Ezekiel Elias.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
It seems after Eleven's death, he needed someone else to latch onto. Or at least he wanted to make sure that no one else left him.
Miss you meant. You deserved better.
Fascinating developments, really. Him and O2 have started dating, and have made this relationship very clear to the other prisoners, telling them that they kiss on the mouth and stuff.
I wonder if it's just like a decoy or something.
I'm sure I don't even need to tell you how much this all pisses off Ismene. In light of what happened to prisoner 12, Lyra has become her favorite target.
Ooh.
The dating thing, circumventing the corrupt effects by sleeping in Zeke's room, all of it makes her incredibly angry. Although, she almost never has a chance to teach her a lesson. But most of the other prisoners think it's just for audience approval. But who's to say? I'd rather just move on from that whole prisoner. Prisoner L4, take...
Wait, how bad Taki get it?
It seems our youngest prisoner struck a nerve with you all. As soon as the votes dropped, she almost immediately got corrupt, with her verdict steadily balancing out and eventually landing on 51% corrupt. What? Did it hit a little too close to her sending her fan base to harass people when you actively vote to make people's lives worse? But I guess you can say it's totally different. Well, whatever you need to say to make yourself feel better about it. Takiko tried for a while. She really did. She kept talking to the cameras, kept trying to cheer up your days, kept trying to help others. But after her verdict came in, something changed. She still looks at the cameras, but she's stares. I think she feels betrayed. But she always knew this was going to happen. There's been a shift in her behavior overall. Having such restricted access to basic amenities has been exhausting. She barely has the emotional energy to help the other prisoners anymore.
I mean, fair enough. Kind of like losing access to everything's gonna like kind of change you. Do something.
Not that it matters much. Most of them have completely discarded her.
Oh, damn.
If Fu wasn't locked away in his cell, he might try to help, but I don't think she'd accept it. Sure, Santil still tries her best to be friends with Takiko. She says she doesn't blame Takiko for her crime. Seems to say a lot of things is what I'm noticing. But naturally, they are spending less time with Takiko than they were before. After all, Takiko needs to spend a lot of the day finding someone to help them eat and stuff. But Takiko getting corrupt has made Santil rethink how harsh they were with Taka. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. I suppose some of you will see that as a win though, won't you? Well, I'm sure you'll also be delighted to know that despite Ismene being mostly preoccupied with Lyra, Takiko wasn't entirely spared.
Oh, jeez.
It's nowhere near as crazy as Ismene has gotten with other prisoners. With prisoner 12 has dampened her a little bit. But Takiko got that sweet, sweet lesson you wanted her to get.
You know, I hope Ismene knows she doesn't need to go after all the other prisoners for the sake of entertaining people or keeping on the viewers' good sides. Cause I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I don't think Ismene has the right to like carry out some kind of justice on everyone just because she got worthy.
A few times, Ismene left any food Takiko didn't eat in Takiko's empty cell, believing Takiko hasn't a right to be wasteful when she's getting help from others. Leaving Takiko to clean it all up before it rots. Which was pretty cruel, considering the corrupt verdict made Takiko lose almost all her appetite, so she's not been eating a lot. She's become pretty withdrawn overall. I'm not certain she's not too keen on being placed on the same level as Lyra and Maiko. There hasn't been any positive improvements in her behavior. If you were hoping to teach her a lesson or whatever, I don't know what you were expecting. All she's got is her views on the world confirmed, discarded by the other prisoners now that she's no longer useful, and an empty cell full of rotten food. Although, unlike Lyra, Ismene has almost completely stopped harassing her after the incident with prisoner 12. I keep alluding to that incident. How about we move on to it? Although I'm sure you already guessed some of the details.
Okay, forewarning. The next bit may delve into topics of premature game end. Fuck it. Suicide. It's gonna dip into suicide. So just if that's There's no one. I don't think there's anyone watching this. Is there anyone watching right now? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, just, if you're watching this back after the stream is over, forewarning, this next part may or please, for the love of God, for your own, to a little while after this, or just come back later or something, or just, I don't know, just don't hurt, don't do this, don't keep watching if you find to do so, please, I beg. I don't need people getting hurt or doing drastic things because this is something, I don't know where to go with this, but just don't, if you can come back later, I understand, I totally get it. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm gonna keep going.
Molly Yuzuki, who you judged as corrupt by a whopping 78 points, attempted suicide soon after her verdict. She couldn't handle living in a world where there was no chance her precious Yui would ever forgive her. And I'm sure the bullying from Ismene didn't help.
Oh, Ismene.
Or unluckily for you, she was saved.
Oh, thank God. Fuck.
Alora stepped in and provided Molly with medical attention.
Ew, Alora. Oh my God.
Since then, a few policies have been put in place by Alora. Everyone will continue to call her Maiko instead of Molly, as she doesn't want to be seen by her old name.
Fair enough.
And no one is allowed to mention Molly's crime to her or discuss it. Everyone is to treat her with kindness and care until she's... Some prisoners have gripes about how much, but I guess it's better than her trying to off herself again. It certainly made Ismene back off. She seems shaken by the incident. And one prisoner in particular has taken her under his wing. But I'm sure you'll see who exactly that is soon. Either way, I think that catches you up on what you've missed. Things are kind of going to shit, huh? It's kind of...
I'm glad you think it's fun. You're the one
anyway,
orchestrating
I'll leave
all
you
this.
To watch the stream now. That's what you're really here for, right? Although, if I could just say something. Like, I know I told you all to be more harsh on the prisoners last time, but 3 corrupts is pretty fucking harsh, huh?
Madam, where do you draw the line? Do people have to be more harsh? Or do... Amelia, I don't know what you want from us.
Now, like, I'm not against it. I just think it's kinda cute, the triple corrupt. Go figure. Whatever. Not like I care. Enjoy your stream. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
I'll be the first person to admit I didn't handle Dracul and Mint's deaths the greatest. Even if I hadn't known them for all that long, their absence was unbearable. So, save for spending a lot of time with Ismene, I'd spent a majority of my time cooped up in my cell. Admittedly, I was scared of getting killed. Sorry. Food. Others, like Dr. Elenius and Taka, had taken the tragedy of it all in stride and used it as motivation to push forward with working on escape plans. But I wasn't as strong as that. Perhaps I was just a coward. Something had changed recently. Maiko's attempt was a very harsh wake-up call. Seeing her like that in the infirmary, it all felt far too familiar. Maybe it was just me selfishly trying to make up for past mistakes, but I never wanted to lose someone like that ever again. Perhaps that's why these past few weeks... Maiko, are you done yet? Or do you need me to come in and turn on the water again? Oh, no, I'm all good. Just drying off my hair. I'll be out in a second. Doing whatever I could to support Maiko. Alright, take your time. Of course, everyone was keeping an eye on her after the attempt, but I'd found myself almost constantly around her, which meant she'd gotten quite attached to me. Phew, I guess you were right. I do feel a lot better after showering. Told you so. I know it can seem like a big task after a few weeks of not, but when you get in... I know. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. You were the one who wanted to wash your hair. Can you just get in the shower so I can get on? Literally, when did I say that? Last night. Zeke, if I don't wash my hair tomorrow, I'm gonna actually literally kill myself. I swear to God. Yeah, that does sound like me. And I know if we don't do this now, you're just gonna bitch about it all day and get all pissy at everything just because your hair is slightly greasy. Aw, you know me so well. Too well, if you ask me. Yeah, whatever. I'll only take 10. Don't you worry, princess. Shut the hell up. You and you two. Oh my god, it's your favorite person. Just as I thought this morning couldn't get any better. Since the verdict stuck to each other's side. Much to his Mini's annoyance, Zeke was letting Lyra sleep in his cell and was basically doing whatever she wanted. Through him, she could circumvent almost any downside her corrupt verdict gave her. Relieved than anything. It was almost as though it just confirmed all her beliefs about herself and gave her free rein to continue being the bad person she saw herself as without having to think too hard about anything. Or at least I think that's what she wanted us to think. Oh, it's afternoon, not morning. Okay, well, we just woke up, so it's morning to us. Whatever you say. You two done in the showers, or are you still going? Because I don't mind waiting. You're good. Just finished. You're good. Sweet. I'll call you when I need to turn on the water, Zeke. Z? Oh, yeah, Z. Yeah. Lyra slipped into the shower room, leaving Zeke standing outside of it. He tended to prefer not being in there for all that long these days. Are you two okay? You sounded like you were fighting. What? No, we just talk like that. Oh, I see. I guess I just didn't expect you two to get to the old married couple bickering stage so quickly. Well, you know how it is. Women. 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 Women want me. Fish fear me. Yeah? Yeah. Well, I hope that no matter what happens, you continue to make each other happy for many, many years to come. Oh my god. Right. I think I hear Lyra calling me, so I'm gonna go turn on that water now. Zeke seemed to quickly slink away into the shower room after Lyra, a weird shift in his demeanor. I have two thoughts. I'm not gonna share, but I have two thoughts, and I should let that be. Wow, they're so cute. I'm so happy for them, finding love in a situation like this. Tanks and boxes assembled on top of it. Meh. Okay. Almost as soon as I was noticed, one of the pair came bounding over to me, excitement clear in his wide blue eyes. Shinku! Look what we found! Taka started pointing to a small of foliage and... Are those frogs? Pretty epic, right? We found these slippery little... Huh. How on earth did they end up here? There. How'd they end up there?
It's simple.
They
really.
were survived. I'm surprised so many survived until adulthood. That's pretty neat. I just hope we won't get to a point where we have to eat them. What? No! No! We're not eating! Laura, you tell him! No one is going to eat the frogs. You're fine. Well, then why are you keeping them? It's simple, really. With a little bit of effort, they could assist me in mapping out the sewage systems in the prison. Understanding how they're laid out will be vital in finding an alternative route out of here. I see. Anyway, if you could take these to the lab as soon as possible, that would be great soon. Of course! Right away! Taka took the tank in his arms and turned to leave, immediately facing the person who had just entered, Asuga. Asuga, hi! Oh, hey, Taka? Huh, wait. What's that you're carrying? Are those? I'm in the courtyard. Pretty cool, don't you think? Jeez, would you just look at them? They're so little! Oh my god, look at their little legs! They're your favorite animal, right? Duh! How could anyone hate them? I mean, look at their big ol' eyes! Remember back in Hope's Peak? We used to guys that you were filming some sort of segment for your show. They kept on wondering where all the frogs for dissection kept disappearing to. It's a wonder they never caught us freeing them. Guess we just made quite the team. You were always... I always felt... I mean, it was probably best, but I wish I could have taken them back to the troop and taken care of them. Well, if you'd like. Laura, sure we have enough, so... Away from the frogs for a brief moment and up at Taka, blinking for a moment before a small smile curled on the corners of their lips. Sure, why not? Really? I mean, haha! I mean, frogs! Yeah, frogs! I have to take them to the lab first, but after that, do you mind if I put them in your cell? Just now, it's certainly no place to raise some frogs, and not to mention it would be awful if Sweeney did something to them, so only if you don't mind, that is. I don't have an issue with it. I'd be happy to have the little guys. Of course! I'll put them right there in your cell as soon as we're done. I'll knock first, of course. Yes! Cool! Well, I guess I was gonna check on my washing real quick. See you later. Yes, please. Ha, okay, bye. Have a good day. Enjoy your washing. I hope it's great. Sure. I hope it's great. Tila laughed awkwardly and walked through. Taka turned to watch them leaving with the biggest, stupidest smile on his face. Taka looked down at the cage of frogs, the same smile on his face. Woman the frog, you are catching the biggest, fattest worm when we get back to the lab. Mark my words. Taka giggled to himself and rushed out of the room, holding the frogs with glee. Who had a small little smile on her face. You did that on purpose, didn't you? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Katsuki. There's no way those frogs have anything to do with any sort of escape plan. Of course not. To tell you the truth, I've already mapped the sewage system of this place. I'm currently trying to figure out the ventilation system. But Takahiro doesn't need to know that, does he? You actually care about him quite a bit, don't you? Alora let out a sigh, turning back to her remaining boxes of supplies. I care about reducing potential conflict in the prison, that's all. I meant it when I said I wanted to ensure no one else had to die. Well, whatever you say. That reminds me. Right, that reminds me. Sorry. Went up on the bulletin board in the hallway. I've put the schedule for who's watching Wong Wen up on the bulletin board in the hallway. Wang. Who's watching Wang Wen up on the bulletin board in the hallway. I put you on for this evening. I do hope that's okay. Okay. Fine by me. Do you want me to bring him food as well? Alright, will do. Good luck with the rest of your day. Good luck with the rest of your work for the day. I think your assistant might be a little occupied for a while. Thank you. Do stay safe. My Takasuga. Oh, my Takasuga. Oh, we might have a win. I'll be honest, I think this time around, I kind of just want them to stay friends. Like, I like Takasuga, but I think if they just, like, were friends, I'd be happy with that. But if they end up dating again, okay, that's cool too. After grabbing a quick bite to eat, I went back into the hallway to go check the schedule Laura had set up for the next few days.
So, I've got the night watch today and the morning shift Thursday. Alright.
It's Zeke. Dr. Elenius had been cycling organizing when we'd each been watching Fu since he was locked up in his room a month ago. Nah, I guess you don't really want him stabbing anybody else. He'd been well behaved since the stabbing, but we'd all rather be safe than sorry. Still, since we were unable to physically lock Fu's cell, we'd each had to take turns acting as a physical guard, which some people were growing tired of. I don't blame them. I didn't really mind it. Fu wasn't entirely unpleasant to be around. If anything, I found it quite easy to talk about my issues with him, even if I really shouldn't. But before I could dwell on it much longer, a fairly frustrated Ismini huffed over to my side and scribbled out her Monday shift.
Ismini, how was it?
Oh, just wonderful.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. Hey, at least it's only a few hours at a time. I don't care about guarding Fu. That's easy, that's fine. In fact, it's delightful, shockingly. Oh, then why are you upset? Because every time I have a shift, I'm not able to keep an eye on things. People take that as an opportunity to walk around this prison like they own the godforsaken place. Oh, I can practically hear her laughing at me. She thinks she's so much better than me just because she's found a way to circumvent her entire judgment through that idiotic excuse for a man. And what does he even know? He's not going to help her at all in the long run. You saw what happened to the last person he tried to protect. And they think I'm so unreasonable for being so bothered by this? If we just keep letting her do whatever she wants and treating this game like a frat party, then she'll either drink herself to death or get... Right. Well, Ismini had almost entirely laid off of Maiko after her attempt. She found herself a new target, Lyra. I'm not trying to just be cruel or unreasonable. I just think that if she doesn't realize the gravity of her crime, if she doesn't think about it, then someone is going to get hurt. And yet I'm the crazy one? Me? You don't think I'm unreasonable, do you, Shinku? Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Exactly, but when I bring it up to them, it's suddenly all, Ismini, what's your damage? Why can't you just stay out of other people's lives? You've left Taka and Maiko alone. Of course I left Maiko alone, I'm not insane. Christ. And at least Taka has actually shown signs of improvement. Why would I keep harassing him when he's actively helping the group now? Do they think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. And then I realized I found myself defending Takahiro of all people, and I'm starting to question how we even got to this point. Ugh, they just drive me crazy. Maybe you just need to take a step back from it all? I don't trust what might happen if I take a step back. I can't just sit around and do nothing. Not after what happened to Mint. Not after what happened to... Ismini fell quiet and looked away from... Well, I suppose it's none of my business. I just tend to stress about these things. Perhaps irrationally. Whatever happens, we'll have each other. Okay? You can't control what other people do, Ismini, so there's no use stressing about it. Just focus on keeping yourself safe and content. I know. Perhaps I'm a little restless. I've been trying to keep... I get that, but try not to overdo it. Alright? Alright. I'll just try not to stress about it. It's not my business. Right. I left Takiko to her own devices recently and she's been quiet. I think I'm going to go to the library to get my mind off of things. I'll talk to you later. Alright, Shinku? Alright. I'll see you later, Ismini paused just before she left, turning back to me briefly. Oh. Is Maiko doing okay? As well as she can be. I got her to take a shower at least. She smiled a little bit, clear relief in her face. I'm glad. As Mimi left down the hall, she was clearly still tense, but trying to calm herself down. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't also a little apprehensive of whatever was going on between Lyra and Zeke, especially after Mint. I get it. I turned to face the small girl who'd been watching me and his Mimi speak. Huh? I get why she's frustrated. It can be quite exasperating to see someone you want to be open to harm them, especially when you think that you could somehow help them yourself. But I don't think she realized make mistakes. Holding tighter onto people or being too firm because you think you know better just strains things most of the time. If someone wants to do something, they'll do it, even if it will hurt them. Yeah, well, try telling Ismini that. Exactly. She'll do this no matter what you say. Trying to stop her is just going to strain things between the two of you, and who knows how that'll turn out in the long run. Still, sitting by and just letting people make mistakes can hurt a lot. So it's kind of a lose-lose. Suppose so. Something was different about Takiko since her crime came out. I couldn't really place my finger on it, but she felt a lot more honest. I did miss her old, peppy self. Her smile used to be enough to brighten up my day. Now she was just off all the time. Maybe that's why I'd been avoiding her more, or just the fact that I was busy taking care of Maiko. One sec. Sorry. I just saw Taka walking by all giddy. He seemed to be having fun. Wonder what happened. I think he and Asuga are starting to repair things. They agreed to take care of some frogs together. Is that so? I imagine it's going to be rocky for a bit, but I think this has been a long time. I'm glad for them. I hope it works out. I think it'll make them both happier. Well, time will tell, won't it? Takiko smiled slightly and walked past me into the canteen to presumably get some lunch. I really did hope Taka and Asuga would be able to repair things. I knew it would take a while, but the fact that they were able to talk to each other again was an amazing first step. I was glad to see others like Takiko and Dr. Elenius were rooting for them as well, even if it didn't work out in the end. Hold. Maybe seeing her friend so happy would help get Takiko out of whatever slump her corrupt verdict had gotten her in, help her get her appetite back. I figured Ismini laying off her would do something, but I think it's just something she's going to have to figure out on her own at this point. After my chat with Takiko, I made my way to my cell. Something felt different in the prison recently. I felt like it was only so long until the cat started meddling with us again. We'd been here around a month last time before the cat introduced the hostage motive. I was certain if no one was killed for another week, the cat would take action. Until then, I was determined to maintain my peace. So I turned to my desk, ready to settle in for a session of writing one. Hello, Shinku! This fucking cat that I hate. Why do you always do this? It's like you cherry pick the moments I want to be alone. Bitch, I can't cherry pick when there's a whole orchard of time you spend alone. What do you want this time? Is this about me being cooped up recently? Well, yes, kinda. Like, I know that purple guy you really like died or whatever, but also it's been 3 weeks! Can you, like, get over it? The viewers are bored of you grieving. Someone died, Mononeko. 2 people. I think it's reasonable for me to grieve. I just want to be alone right now. At what point does it stop being reasonable and start being attention-seeking? Are you serious? Do our lives mean nothing to you? Both of them. Mint, Dracul, they had families. They had lives.
Appeal to emotion. Argument invalid.
What?
Bottom line is, I don't care. Most of you are going to be dead.
You can't just drop that so casually.
Your lives only matter to me and how much they bring in views. When you stop doing that, I don't have much reason to keep you on air.
You know, telling me how little I mean to you really isn't going to make me do what you want.
Okay, well, think of it like this. You only live once, so you might as well try and at least get some action before you kick the bucket.
Why would you want to do anything when this whole thing is being streamed?
I don't know. I'm not gonna judge what you're into. You're all adults.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I meant, and you know it.
If you're so insistent on not hanging out with anyone, then there is one little cell and still make good content.
And what's that? I'm scared to find out. Mono Neko hopped off my desk to reveal they'd left a large box of tapes and a tape recorder on it. What? If you want to stay in your cell, do me a favor. Thoughts or anything interesting on these tapes? Huh? Why would you need that?
Talking head segments, duh! Cutaways for when we made the edited version of the stream with just the best bits.
You're going to edit this whole thing down?
Duh, everyone just wants their content shorter and shorter these days. As long as we get the basic gist of things, it shouldn't really matter if we cut the parts where not much is happening. Do you not know the first thing about content creation, Shinku?
This just feels a bit strange for a snuff stream.
Little talking head segments and personal take less jarring and edit things to have a nice consistent narrative.
That's not the part I find strange.
Anyway, I'll leave you to decide what to do. I've got to drop these tapes off to a few others still. Have fun! Oh, by the way, if you have anything you want to say about Dracul, or Mint, or really any of the male prisoners, please do share them on the tapes. Viewers always care way more about you guys than the girls. If you double down on your friendship with Dracul, pretend it meant more than it did. You can use that grief to make yourself all compelling and pitiful. As long as your mourning is entertaining, people will eat it up. When your morning is just being stuck in your room and all low energy all the time, it's really boring. Give them something to work with. Oh, don't look at me like that. You should be happy. You already have such an advantage compared to the others. If you don't feel comfortable with that, I suppose you could settle for talking about the girls. You've been really close to know. Huh, now that I think about it, she's kind of like Dracul, isn't she? Chubby, trapped in her own little world, unwilling to face reality. Now, I'm not saying you have a type, good at making an accusation, just pointing out a funny little coincidence. Anyway, see ya soon!
This fucking cat that I hate. Mono Neko jumped up through the vents, leaving me with the tapes. I suppose I could record one, or I could get out of my room and spend time with someone else. Either way, I had some time to kill before it was my turn to watch food. What? Free time? You can now record tapes at your desk. Sweet. Recording tapes will pass the time like sleeping in your bed would, but each time you do it, your popularity rises ever so slightly. Doing free times will still get you more popularity, but it's a good way to passively raise your popularity when you don't feel like talking to the other prisoners. Hell yeah. However, if you record too many tapes, other prisoners will start to wonder why they keep hearing you talking to yourself in your cell and grow suspicious of you. This will cause your trust to lower. Ooh. Ooh. Scary, scary. I don't know why I'm getting so dramatic with this. Anyways. But you should be entirely fine if you do it in moderation. Rip. I want to talk to myself. I want to be the crazy guy. No, I don't actually. I'm talking to myself right now and I feel like a dumbass. Like, if there's anyone in chat, come, say something, speaketh, maketh yourself known. I for one would appreciate not feeling like I'm just like sitting here talking to myself. The voices are out to get me, I swear to God. Anyways, have fun! Well, we're gonna try. Let's see, we'll go out in the open first. We'll see who there is to talk to, and then we'll, maybe we'll go find his meanie and go talk to her. Whose cell is this? Okay, Asuga. Micah. Is she here? Oh wow, that is one bare cell. Okay, so is this Fu's cell? Is this why Alora's standing outside it? Oh, yep. Ah, Kutsuki. Prepared for your watch tonight? Yeah, how's your shift going? Any complications? None so far. I've given him a shower, so no need to worry about that. It's like a dog. It's home recently. I was anticipating more resistance. You've already got so much on your plate, Dr. Elanius. I'm glad Fu isn't causing you any more issues. I don't want you to have any extra stress in your life. I suppose I should be grateful. It does make handling him fairly easy. Admittedly, these guards, they give me a bit of pause from my work, and I'm starting to think I need these breaks. Speaking of which, Wang is changing right now. I have a bit of time to spare. Would you like to stay and chat, Katsuki? Sure, fuck it, why not? Wonderful. Despite being so close to my age, I can't deny I found Dr. Elanius pretty intimidating. I was surprised she agreed to spend time with me, considering how she'd stayed relatively in her own company. She seemed leagues more mature and practical than me, constantly assessing every situation. Excuse me. And trying to devise solutions to our problems in the prison. Sometimes it was to the extent I wondered if she was even human. Katsuki. Yes? I know I've apologized before, but I'd like to extend a personal apology now we're talking one-on-one. For what? That's what I want to know. For my plan with the controlled explosive not going how I expected. I apologize for failing to provide us with an exit. I'll admit I'm slightly concerned about what the cat will use it for later. Nothing to be done on it now, so I shouldn't dwell on it. I'm intending on focusing on finding alternative routes out. Oh, the bomb? It's fine, I'm just grateful you tried to get us out. Still, are you sure that continuing to pursue a way out is a good idea? You saw how it went with the bomb. I can't let it discourage me. I don't mind potentially jeopardizing my own safety for the sake of getting everyone out before further violence occurs. Of course, I will be reporting anyone whose crimes have been exposed to authorities if they haven't already arrested upon release. If they aren't already arrested upon release. What? Nothing personal. I just don't want to get implicated in obstruction. The wrong way. I mean this with all due respect. I don't particularly trust anyone here aside from myself with this. I believe I'm the only one capable of conducting some of these plans quickly enough. I believe involving anyone else may just delay the process, or, worse yet, cause massive collateral damage. I suppose you really don't want this plan to fail after last time. Precisely. I hope that doesn't come off as disrespectful to you. I believe you're very capable in your own regard. I'd just rather do this myself. That's understandable. I'm sorry if I'm bothering you so much. No, there's a reason I agreed to talk. I've actually had a growing concern recently I believe you could assist with. Me? Really? What is it? I'm concerned my continuous self-isolation from the wider group may lead to misconceptions. Someone as mature and smart as her is worried about that? I see. I care deeply about the continuous safety of everyone here and reducing casualties, which is why I've tried to remain dedicated and solely focused on devising an escape plan. However, my inability to work in the absence of solitude may cause some detrimental perceptions of me. I don't want to disclose the extent of my work in case the organizers develop an understanding of my plan and prevent it. But I similarly don't want my secrecy to lead to distrust about my activities. You don't want people to think you're planning murder or working against them? Precisely. That is one of my main concerns as of late. I don't want the misconception arising that I'm plotting something, when in reality, I'm simply trying to help. You are both more social with the wider group than me, while remaining one of the more sensible prisoners, which allows me to discuss this with you easier. So if anyone holds greater insight on how to prevent this, I'm sure it's you. I apologize for voicing these concerns to you, but you seemed most suitable. Thank you. That's quite flattering coming from you. It's just my assessment, nothing special. Well, I'd have to think on what to suggest. It might be hard to come up with an idea to prevent misconceptions without disclosing exactly what you're doing or taking time away from your work, which I'm sure you don't want to do. Well, I'll give it some thought and I'll let you know. Worst case scenario, I'm sure I can defend you if needed. I'd appreciate it, Katsuki. Oh yay, I can wink. Sweet. Thank you for your time. I'll continue to ensure our safety. Thank you, Dr. Elenius. We'd be lost without your contributions. It's simply my job. It would be negligent to not to in this situation. Well, I'll leave you to your work. Stay safe. I left Dr. Elenius to her work. It did bring me quite a bit of comfort to know she was still endeavoring to find a plan to allow us to escape. I just hoped she'd find one before anyone decided to, or worse, everyone turned their backs on her and decided to scapegoat her for her lack of wider connection amongst the group. If I could help prevent that, then I would. I just have to think about it. Everything felt a little more high pressure or serious. Yay! Food time, food time, food time. As the evening snuck up on me, a sense of dread filled my stomach. I realized it was my turn to watch Fu. So, gathering the tray Dr. Elenius had pre-prepared in the canteen, I made my way to his cell. Over the last few weeks, I'd done this a few times. Fu seemed to be oddly fond of my company. I think looking out for himself, especially with what he did to Taka. Still. Fu clearly had a soft spot for the younger girls, Takiko and Asuga especially. But he also seemed to have developed a soft spot for me. I couldn't exactly place him. But as I entered, placing down his tray, he gave me that same old warm smile. Hey kid, your turn again, huh? Aw, oh, come on, what's with the long face? Have a seat, why don't you? Alright. Can I get you anything? Brandy, perhaps? Dr. Elenius let you have alcohol? Well, she doesn't need to know about it. It can be our secret, kid. Can it? Maybe that's why he liked me. As much as I was a bit of a teacher's pet. Even if he told me so, I always kept my mouth shut. I never told Dr. Elenius about things like this. He probably thought it was out of some fondness. In reality, I was just scared of what he'd do if I got on his bad side. If brandy isn't your thing, ever tried amaretto? I think you'd like that more. He poured the rich amber liquid over a few cubes of shining ice and gave me the glass. Here, have a sip. Just one. I don't want to make this a habit. Whatever you say. I had a sip and... Huh, that's not half bad. Tastes like almonds, huh? It's kinda sweet, makes it easier to drink. I actually like that quite a bit. Sure you don't want any more, kid? If you're trying to get me drunk so you can get out, then it's not going to work. Heh, you're sharp. But nah, I ain't planning anything like that. As long as I get little chats with all of you, I'm planning on sticking to my best behavior till I'm let out. Do you offer everyone alcohol during these little chats? Only you and Scrunchy. I don't think you should be encouraging that. You know, you and her are both awfully fond of amaretto. Must be something about being easier to stomach than other drinks. And you're awfully good at changing the subject. Hey, kid, I wanted to ask you about something. What is it? Guess I've just been thinking recently. Wanted to hear some different perspectives. If someone does something bad for a good reason, most people usually think it's justified. No? Well, it depends what it is. True, but almost no one is going to shame a starving child for stealing a loaf, are they? No, that would be ridiculous. If someone murders a pedophile, that's just cleaning duty, isn't it? I suppose so. You're more likely to think the murderer was justified in that case. But I wonder, if someone does the opposite, if someone does something good or bad for a selfish reason, does that make the good action less morally good? What do you mean? Well, if someone does something that it improves the community for the better, but does it purely for the fame or attention, as opposed to actually caring about the community they're advocating for, does it make what they did any less good? Fu Wang, did you kill a pedophile? Once again, I think it depends. Depending on how good the action is and how bad the motivation was, I think it's a balance. The motivation can't be worse than the good that was done, if that makes sense. You're a big fan of non-answers, aren't you? Huh? Just an observation I've made, kid. You don't got much conviction. It's never yes or no with you, is it? You're always trying to find a nice, comfortable stance in the middle, as if you're scared certainty would lead to backlash. It's almost like making a firm stance in the past hasn't gone well for you. Oh? That seems to have struck a chord. No need to get so tense, kid. I'm just an old man spitballing. I don't know why someone who's so open about being morally bankrupt is so intent on talking about moral dilemmas. Why does it matter to you? I was just making conversation, kid. Anything wrong with that? No, there isn't. You had me worried there for a moment, kid. You started getting all snappy and defensive. I thought I might have accidentally struck a nerve. Sorry, You should do it more. Huh? If you don't stand up for yourself, you get swallowed by others. Besides, quite fond of seeing you bite back. Reminds me of myself when I was younger. I don't think doing what you're fond of is the best idea considering your current situation. Never know until you try. I'm just getting pretty fucking sick of hearing Snake Tat complain about you every time he's on watch. You mean Ezekiel? That's the name. We've been here for 2 months and you still don't remember everyone's names? Hey, kid, come on, cut me some slack. I spent almost half our time here locked up. And whose fault is that? If you didn't want to be in here, you shouldn't have been so impulsive. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. What? I mean, all things considered, I got a pretty sweet deal, didn't I? I get all my clothes washed for me, food cooked and brought to me, and constant company. And know the best part of that company, kid? I basically got 24/7 protection out of my little gamble. If anyone tried to murk me while guarding me, then the schedule would prove they were the only one who could have done it. And even if someone attacked me when they weren't on watch duty, they'd have to find some way to deal with whoever was watching me. And at that point, most would just find an easier target, no? Now we put it like that. I mean, he's not wrong. And I'm not even really trapped, am I? There's no way to physically lock my cell door, and I could overpower most of you. And even if I didn't want to resort to that, all it would take is laying on the old Foo charm and sweet-talking Pinky a little bit to be let out. But right now, I'm enjoying the 5-star treatment. So that's why you haven't attempted to break out at all. Bingo! Surprised no one has caught on to it. Why are you telling me this? Who knows? Maybe I'm just bored. I was starting to think it wasn't that simple with Foo. Only thing that's really worrying is no one here tells me a damn thing about what's going on with Pigtails, and she barely even meets my eyes when it's her turn to guard me. She's doing fine. I don't think you should worry. I think she just needs she did was sorta messed up. She could do it again for all I care. One less creepy scum making this world less comfortable for our girls is nothing but a win from my perspective. Okay, you know what? I think he's starting to grow on me. Maybe it's some of that Foo charm, but he's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm sure not all of them deserved it. You'd be surprised. A lot of bad men out there. It's always the ones you don't suspect as well. Bastards. Anyway, kid, night is young. How about we break open some cards and play a few games? Alright. Perfect. You can catch me up on what you've been doing while we're playing, kid. We played cards for a few hours while Foo ate his food, discussing things around the prison. I told him my growing concerns with certain prisoners. He seemed fairly understanding. I always ended up telling Foo more than I really should have. He just had a way of getting it out of me. Eventually, my turn to watch him ended, and I left, cleaning up the tray in the canteen before heading back to my own cell and turning in for the night. Watching Foo wasn't anywhere near as bad as I always anticipated it to be. Oh, sweet. Save point. Shinku is better than me. I found myself sleeping in a little due to the late night I had prior. Watching over Foo meant I hadn't gotten to bed until a little later than I typically would, so I was a little tired. I was woken up by a strange knocking on my door. I wonder who it could be at this time of day. I approached the door to see someone I didn't expect. Good morning, Shinky Poo. Taka, what are you doing here? Ta-da! I brought you some Taka treats! Taka held out a tray of various breakfast foods to me, all cut into stoddy char and fish shapes to try to make it look more nice. It had honestly made it look more ugly, but I wasn't going to tell him that. Thanks. What for? For looking after Wang last night. I've been making sure people doing the night shifts get properly compensated afterwards. I hope this is enough. I can't touch the kitchen stuff myself, obviously, so I just sort of halved my own breakfast tray and made it look fancy. Are you going to be alright after only having half of your breakfast? More than okay. I'll just ask Lori for a big lunch. If there's anything else I can get you, let me know. Oh, and do tell me when you're done so I can wash it all up for you. I keep making Taka half British. He's not British. Thanks, this is weirdly nice of you. Have you been doing this for everyone? Of course! Why wouldn't I? In a sense, now we're all working to keep Foo locked up. We're all each other's workers, no? And I want to make sure I take care of my workers this time, however I can. What I was doing before really wasn't great, was it? No shit, Ellen DeGeneres. I can tell myself all I like that it's just how the industry works, but it isn't really how the industry should work. I heard a lot of people trying to do what I thought I had to do. The audience may not believe I'm worthy, but I don't care anymore. I'll show the whole world that Taka Hero can do better. I don't think it matters how much effort you put in. I think they are already set on their opinions here. You know what? Bro's taking the time to change. If he lives and he gets out and he can live a normal life, I hope he does go back and, like, starts treating his people better. I would like that. I would enjoy that personally. Taka redemption arc. I'm here for it. I like Taka. They can think what they'd like. I'm not all that bothered about appealing to them anymore. Huh? What? But you... I don't know. I've been thinking since the trial. I honestly thought everyone hated me to bits. Most of them probably still do. I thought I had no one, so I turned to the audience, in hopes at least they could give me validation, attention, or at least care about me, even if it was just them being invested in seeing when I would die. But seeing Sugi save me, even if they weren't too keen on me at that moment, it reminded me that I don't need the audience to care. I was so preoccupied thinking about the audience, I forgot I did have people in my life who did care about me, care that I could actually physically see. And it wasn't just Asuka. Laura has been so kind to me, looking out for me, and even you, in a sense, Shinku. Thinking about it all, I've made up my mind. I want to do better. Not for the audience, but for the people in my life that do care about me. That's really nice to hear, honestly. It's not going to all change all at once, I know that, but I still want to try. I want to prove I can do better. And that starts with the little things like this. I want to prove I'm serious about this. You know how it is. No pics. Didn't happen. So eat up, Shinky Poo. Oh, damn it, I skipped the rest of the line. Fuck. Just keep that new mindset, okay, Taka? I think this will be good for you. People won't all forgive you at once, but if you keep being more considerate, maybe more people will come around to you. Sugi has started talking to me again. I think we're going to be taking... I don't know why, but since yesterday I've been all smiley. It's really fired me up, made me want to do double the help. I'm on top of the world right now. So what do you need, Shinku? Laundry? A foot rub? A cool little dance? Your room clean? A personal assistant? Between my shifts I could follow you around and give you advice like a little homunculus on your shoulder. Okay, let's slow down a bit. Sorry, I'm just buzzing right now. It's like I've just hit the bonus round of life. It's only up from here. It's just sort of a shame that no matter what I do, I'll still get the shocks. It really limits what I can do. Yeah, at least Dr. Elenius is always willing to help you circumvent them. I suppose so. Anyway, I'll leave you to eat. Let me know when you're done. No worries, I'll wash it up myself. I smiled as I watched Taka practically skip down the halls. He had seemed to be slowly getting his energy back since the last trial. I ate the breakfast. It could have been better, but it definitely could have been worse as well. When I was done, I moved into the hallway, intending on taking the tray to the canteen to wash it up. But I paused, seeing a certain door in the hallway that had recently been unlocked. If Taka was able to prove he could change, if he could do better. Summoning my confidence, I stepped into the office. Who said I couldn't take a stance? Warden, I have a question. What? What is it? Couldn't you just ask Mono Neko? If the audience votes someone as corrupt, if they prove themselves as being able to redeem themselves despite that, will you revoke all the restrictions of being corrupt? What? I presented the warden with the empty tray. He has apparently been trying his best to take care of everyone, giving those who watch over Fu, helping Dr. Elenius. He's trying to make amends for his crime. If he keeps this up, what would be the point of continuing to punish him like he's corrupt? Are you serious? Yeah, I didn't think he'd ever change, but it seems like he's really started to try. He took the food that another prisoner prepared for him and gave it to you. That's hardly any work on him. How is that changing? You can't deny that he's putting in the bare minimum because he got stabbed and doesn't want to die. That's all there is to it. He'll always be a terrible person. No matter what he does, it won't undo or change the fact he's harmed people. Audience judgments are final. If they don't think you can change, if they want to punish you, then that's the end of it. I wouldn't overrule a verdict and name a worthy prisoner as corrupt just because they're not acting perfectly. If I did that, the votes would lose all value. But the votes aren't fair. They're not rational.
Well, if you don't want to believe them, you don't have to. You can be as delusional as you want to out there.
Just don't bring your guilt-tripped and... Just don't bring you being guilt-tripped and manipulated by the corrupt prisoners into my office and make it my problem. I just thought, you don't have any power here. Accept it. Don't you have better things to do than bother me? You're quite frankly the last prisoner I'd want to see. What do you have against me anyway? Don't act like you don't know. Now, do you mind getting out of my office? Go run along and talk to someone for once, or something. I don't know. Just don't come in here again and treat my office like the feedback and suggestions room. It's not. Alright, I get it. I'm leaving. I let out a sigh and left the office, moving into the canteen to clean the breakfast tray, pondering what I should spend the morning doing. Micah was busy on watch duty today, so I didn't have to worry about her. Before I knew it, my legs practically started moving on their own. It had practically become routine to spend my mornings where they were taking me. I found myself once again in the courtyard. It had become something of a habit since that last trial. The bodies had been buried here, so we thought we'd erect small graves to them. That was a heavy day. Some shallow words were exchanged about how at least now the bodies would help the plants grow. But we all knew that didn't matter. The plants would have grown regardless. I guess watering the seeds of our grief with sweet honey made it easier to stomach, stunted their growth. Flowers had already been placed on Mint's grave before I got there. Messily uprooted pink blossoms, the roots still desperately clutching the dirt which they once belonged to. I kneeled down quietly and added my own small blue forget-me-nots. Mint, I'm so sorry. What did I even have to apologize for? I wasn't sure. I just always felt the need to. That's a lie. I knew deep down what I was apologizing for as I turned away from his grave after a moment of thought. Instead, moving to the less well-maintained grave slightly off to the side. Mint's loss had been felt all throughout the prison. As the courtyard became more overgrown and wild, his absence became more notable. No one could deny something big was taken from us. And yet, once more, I knelt down and placed flowers on Dracole's grave regardless. I had no words. Grave, a lingering guilt swelling in my chest. If I just hadn't stepped outside, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to slip the poison in the mask. Someone else would have done something. Sure, someone would still be dead, but Mint would still be here. He'd still be here. If I just kept a closer eye on Dracole, he was so clinging to me, I could have saved him from his own cowardice. Who am I kidding? What could I have done? He was the one who chose to kill in the first place. He'd have done it eventually if I hadn't stepped out. It was all his choice, so why am I so stuck on the what ifs? Why do I miss him so much? I knew I couldn't stay here forever thinking. Getting too in my own head wouldn't be good. Besides, the longer I spent here, the feeling of guilt would be. The stronger the feeling of guilt would be. I paused before leaving, walking over to the pond, looking to my reflection for reassurance.
What am I even doing here?
I asked myself, looking into my own eyes as if I was searching for some sort of reasoning behind them that wasn't inherently selfish.
This is pathetic. I shouldn't be mourning someone who's killed this much. I only knew him for a month. This is just disrespecting Mint's memory. Coming up with excuses, what ifs. all just to lick my own wounds. I'm about me again, aren't I?
Whoa.
Is that so surprising?
What? No, actually, what? This again. I flicked around to face the figure, but
She's not.
she'd completely disappeared. She wasn't behind me. Where did she go?
Over here!
I flicked around to where that playful, teasing voice was coming from. Only to see her standing on top of the water. How was that even possible?
It's you. Why do you keep doing this? Who are you?
The figure just stood and smiled at me, letting out a small giggle.
No. What are you?
It tilted its head for a second before turning around.
Wait! Don't! Come back!
Catch me if you can!
The figure hopped a few floaty steps in the pond before sinking into it, leaving a trail of ripples. And perhaps without thinking, I dove in after them, finding myself sinking deeper and deeper into their inky black world once more. I just knew I had to catch up with them. Fast. Just gonna see real quick. Okay. I approached and saw her sitting on the tree, playfully swinging her legs. As soon as I approached, I became surrounded by similar-looking figures.
Oh, you made it!
What do you want from me?
This is getting interesting.
Me? What do I want? I don't know. You're the one who keeps clinging to me. What do you want?
I want to be left alone, please.
At that, the crowd erupted into a cacophony of giggles.
What's so funny?
So, you want to forget this all? Forget what happened? Forget what you did?
I do, yes.
I see. Well, to fully forget a memory, you have to remember it first, don't you?
That doesn't make sense.
You can't exactly forget something you can't remember in the first place. So, how about we play a game? If you're able to fully remember me, as I properly am, not in this little idealized form you've made, and accept what you've done, I'll completely disappear. I'll let you get on with your...
How do I remember you?
Well, a memory has three things. A body, to move and act as they please. Eyes, to form their own perspective, independent of yours. And a voice, to say what it thinks.
I see. And how do I get these things?
Off topic, but I really like DG here.
Well, how about we say our first little encounter counted towards you remembering my body? You certainly looked at it, hanging there, for a long time. What a freak. For the others, let's have a little more fun. To get my eyes, let's put yours to the test. Just like old times, Let's play hide and seek. The rules are simple. Find what you seek, and I'll give you those eyes that'll help you find the truth.
I suppose I don't have a choice, but...
Right, okay.
Great! Just close your eyes and count to 10.
Okay. I closed my eyes, an uneasy feeling in my chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I opened them and...
Huh? This is my childhood home. I should start looking.
fresh lavender from the community gardens. My dad always liked to make sure calming plants were all around the house. He liked the idea of us sitting down and all eating as a family. But me and my mom were often too busy working for sit-down meals. Hikari tended to be out of the house too. All of our shoes and coats are neatly stored in the closet. Hikari's shoes are all beat up. She got through them so quickly. It's a wonder she wore them until they were this worn down. Mom would always buy me new shoes when I needed them. I don't know why she didn't just ask. I guess she was just stubborn. Laundry supplies and powders, all labeled with clear instructions on how much to put in for what kind of wash. It always seemed a little strange to me my parents did that. They never asked us to do our own laundry, so I don't know why the instructions were there. Fancy washing machine. All of my mom's articles neatly archived in colored folders. She has a specific folder for articles she didn't write, which she saved. Those articles tended to be reviews of my work. There's a book on the table here. A copy of one of my most recent releases. My mother would always proofread the finalized version one last time before publication. I think my dad would read them as well. He'd just have a lot less to say about them. I'm just glad he was supportive. A bookcase containing new copies of all of my releases. My parents wanted to make sure we kept a copy of all of them. When I wanted new ideas, I'd come down here and try to see everything I'd done before and work from there. We didn't have a TV until I was a bit older, so we'd often entertain ourselves with a mixture of imagination and old books. I remember when we ran out of books that we could understand, and we ended up making a massive fort out of all of them. My mom was so mad. I understand now it was because these were the only books she hadn't sold, and she didn't want them getting damaged. But at the time, it just felt like she was spoiling our fun. I ended up telling Hikari all sorts of my own stories in order to keep her entertained instead. I guess that's how it all started, huh? Various school textbooks, especially helping with maths and kanji. Hikari struggled quite a bit in school. My mom always tried to help her by buying her these textbook academic support, but she always ignored it. All of the textbooks have hardly been touched. A stubborn person. If she couldn't do something right the first time, she saw no point in trying again. I wish she'd been a little more grateful. I wonder if she's just dead. Like, that's the only explanation I can find for what might have happened. It's filled with school reports and academic reports. My mother kept all of her records organized and easily accessible. I appreciate it greatly in retrospect. It made writing CVs and applications a lot easier. Although it's a little embarrassing, she still has prizes from when I was about 6 for participation in the sports festival here. Okay, what's upstairs? My dad did a lot of journaling. It was very mindful for him. He didn't seem to write all that much, but it made him happy. I looked at the diary. The accounts weren't mine. Well. It's still here. Yui Opinia makes a splash. Exclusive beach photo shoot of the former Ultimate Idol. Hey, now, don't look at me like that. I bought this magazine for the interview, I swear. Various CDs. I always liked collecting them. H.E. worked at a record store briefly and would bring me any CDs he thought would help me write. Usually after about an hour of listening and trying to write, I'd either get completely lost in the music or overstimulated by it and turn it off. When that one Yui song, Angel Above, came on, I couldn't help but stop everything and sing along to it. How did it go again? And if sometimes you feel for your love, send a little message for her. And descending, she'll be there with you, with her love, waiting only for you. Such a classic. List of deadlines and dates from my publishing agency, alongside an inquiry about my latest project. They made a variety of suggestions. I was always quite bad at following them, but my mother would always do the arguing for me. What even is it, anyway? A diary? A journal? I don't know. I don't know, dog. Unfinished drafts on the floor. I should really tidy up. It's your imagination, dog. You're not tidying nothing up here. I always wanted to read more, but I never really had the time. I'd always ask parents to get me books I was interested in, and they would, but I only ever ended up reading a chapter or two before I got busy. After a while, I stopped reading entirely. I got scared I'd accidentally somehow steal other ideas or something. Letters from Akari's school. Probably about her behavior, or maybe her grades. It was always something with Akari. Must have stressed my parents out a lot. My mother's computer. Seems like it won't turn on right now for some reason. Is this your imagination, Shink? Think about that. There's a sticky note attached to the side of the screen, though. Filing cabinet code MMDD and child's birthday. Filing cabinet. The cabinet is locked by a 4-digit code. I know my mom kept all of the important keys in here. If I can get it open, I'd have access to anything locked. I'll try now. Month and day. So it's either Shinku's birthday or Akari's birthday. That's the only thing I can... It's locked. Okay. Small plastic roses on a pretty cluttered nightstand. All sorts of knickknacks litter it. She used to have real roses, but they were replaced as she got tired of cleaning up after their constantly falling petals. She said it was a pain. The plastic ones still have thorns on them, though. The drawer itself is unlocked and filled with a few Polaroids and clothing items. Not all that much, though. I assume she used to keep more in here before the locks got removed. Akari spent ages in front of this mirror, usually doing her makeup or hair. She never really had much interest in it. She just dressed up like that to fit in with her friends. At least that's what I always thought, anyway. I remember one time, when she was younger, Akari clogged the pipes by trying to flush a load of candy wrappers down the toilet. She'd brought them home and tried to hide them in her room, but was scared of my mom finding the wrappers in the bin and questioning her, so she tried flushing them down the toilet. I think it just ended up making my mom more mad when she eventually found out. The damages were expensive, too. The bath is fully filled up? That's strange. We considered moving to somewhere with more than one bathroom, mainly because Akari would spend hours in the bath. I always wondered what she was doing. So I wonder if we gotta find anything with a birthday on it. My father enjoyed collecting bugs, especially butterflies. He didn't have much money growing up, so he never really had the time or money to spend on his interests or hobbies. I think he tried to rectify that as he got older. He spent a lot of time very fixated on his interests. Sometimes he'd be so engrossed in the community gardens he'd forget to come home and cook dinner. It was almost endearing. A closet filled with lots of practical work clothes my mother owned, and a lot of slightly tacky, oversized t-shirts my dad enjoyed. Picture of my parents. My mom was a journalist, but struggled to make it in the industry until I got a talent. My dad did various labor jobs, but managed to become a full-time house spouse once I got my talent. He He spent most of his time after that cooking and taking care of the house and his plants. I'm really glad they're my parents. They're the most supportive people I know. I'm very lucky to be born as their child. I was very lucky. My dad insisted I kept a personal diary. He said it would be good for me, but most days I'd just end up forgetting or writing very little since I was so exhausted from work. It's filled with a lot of lint. Not much else though. Okay. Look for photos or some calendars. A calendar currently at May. My mother has all my publishing events and deadlines written down. She was always very organized, but she made sure the 22nd is completely free from work for me. She always liked making sure, no matter how famous I got, that I got my birthday off. May 22nd. Okay. You know what? Wait. Oh, there's another photo. Photo of me, my mother, and father standing at the gates to Hope's Peak. I'm wearing my uniform. This is when I first got scouted. I remember feeling so nervous. But how proud and supportive both of my parents were of me, that anxiety lessened a little. Yeah, I wonder whose birthday is. The code to the lock. Code to the safe, I mean. 522. Or wait. Double check the sticky note. Hold on. Oh, 522 for that. Of course. Master key obtained. Sweet. I opened it with a master key just to check. Inside were various items my mom had confiscated away from us. Well, mainly a Akari. A vape, her old phone, sweets. Of course, a vape. If that's what my mom found, I wonder what the stuff she didn't find was like. Gotta look around, see if there's much else that's locked. Pantry was always stocked with ingredients. A few snacks. Maybe it's all just stuff upstairs that's gotta get unlocked. Well. Unlocked the closet, opening it up. But what was inside made me take a step back. Whoa. Oh god.
Am I what you seek?
Shit.
Shinku? What's wrong? Don't you want to see me again?
Okay.
No, this isn't.
Ah, I see.
The figure took a step closer, its features warping and distorting. God damn.
Perhaps this is it. What's with that look? This is what you want, isn't it?
Easy comforts.
Easy validation. That's what you want back, isn't it? A distraction.
Oh my god.
No! I
Or maybe something like this?
Or maybe it doesn't matter.
It's all the same to you in the end, isn't it? As long as someone believes in you, you don't have to doubt yourself.
You don't have to love yourself. They'll do it for you.
Whoa, okay.
You don't have to think.
But you know all this, don't you?
This awful part of you tucked deeply away, so you don't have to face it. But you can't change something you don't recognize.
So don't look away.
The creature got closer and closer. Hey, I was reading that. Oh, okay. We got eyes! Oh, wait, no, hold. We got eyes! Yippee! Yeah. Yippee! Okay.
Shinku! Shinku, please!
Oh, damn.
Huh?
You're awake. Oh, thank goodness.
This meanie pulled me into a tight hug, holding on to me as if her life depended on it.
Please never worry me like that again. I can't lose you too.
Is what happened? You don't remember? I paused. A sudden cold overcame me. I realized I was soaking wet. You were passed out in the pond. I was so worried you'd... She took a deep breath, composing herself, wiping her tears away. Sorry, I just got emotional for a second there. It's okay. I'm sorry for worrying you. I'm not really sure. What happened? I looked over at the pond. It seemed entirely normal. Miss Meanie looked at me with a concerned expression. I see. Well, don't worry me like that again. I thought I'd lost you just like that, and I couldn't do it again. I couldn't lose you. I was so scared. For just a moment, I felt so weak. Miss Meanie looked away for a second before letting out a sigh. Snapping back to her usual demeanor. For goodness sake, you really have to be more careful. One of these days you'll give me a heart attack. Sorry. When you didn't show up to the motive announcement, I thought, maybe. And then I found you and... But wait, there's a motive announcement? Yes, Mononeko gathered us all in the canteen. We were waiting for you. We should get back before Mononeko does anything drastic. But you're soaking wet. That's fine, I can dry off later. I don't want to be late and get us all punished. Alright, if you insist. But if you get a cold, then don't complain to me. Oh my god. We made our way to the canteen together. I didn't know how exactly I was going to explain my clothes being soaked. But right now, my current priority was getting to the motive announcement before others were punished for my absence. Good man.
Well, now.
Don't worry, everyone. I found him. Shinku, you're alive! Oh, thank goodness!
Katsuki.
Ah, Katsuki, there you are. Phew, we were starting to get worried.
Huh?
Whoa, what happened? Are you okay? You're dripping wet. I'll explain later. Did I miss anything? Not yet. Don't you worry, kid.
Wait! But you sure did keep us waiting.
This fucking cat that I hate.
Do you have any idea how many people show up to watch these big group meetings? You've left them all high and dry waiting forever to see what the new motive will be. Ugh, I can practically already see the comments about us padding out the runtime by stalling.
Sorry.
Well, you're all here now, so we might as well begin.
I braced myself. Last time Mononeko had an announcement like this, it was about the hostages. I don't know what I'd do if we had something like that again. You know, things have gotten a little slow on the stream recently, so I was thinking we could really spice it up, make some good content, change the formula, you know? See, last time was good, but it was the same damn thing every time. Wake up, discuss and vote in the canteen, free time, and sleep. Do you guys not know how to spice it up? Live a little? I personally quite enjoy the structure. Well, to hell with it! I've got something that'll disrupt your day whether you like it or not! I thought we could all come together and play a game! Well, that doesn't sound too bad, especially not compared to last time. Yeah, well, there's obviously gonna be some fucked up evil murder twist or whatever, isn't there? Oh, come on! Give me some credit! I just want you guys to play a game of truth or dare! Nothing big. So what, we just give each other dares? That's all. Not too convinced. Every day from now until a murder occurs, an envelope containing a personalized truth and personalized dare for you to complete will be delivered to yourself. If you elect to do your dare, which will be sort of a task chosen just for you, then your truth won't come out. But if you fail to do your dare, we'll assume you've chosen truth. And what does choosing truth entail? Well, each truth will be some sort of secret you wish to keep hidden. If you choose truth, then that secret will not only be revealed to everyone within the prison, but also publicly posted on social media or platforms you may have. We'll make sure as many people on the outside are exposed to your secret as possible. That's complete bullshit. You're gonna reveal all of our crimes anyway. Why tank our reputation further? Not to mention, I don't know what you're gonna do for those of us who don't have any accounts on any of that shit. Don't you worry. Everyone has some sort of platform we can post your secrets on. Damn it, my Facebook. My Facebook. God damn. Oh, and don't forget your WeChat. Real convenient direct lines of communication to Tian and Jai on there. Thinking about it, how many fans, friends, family, work associates do you lot reckon are checking your socials for any updates about your whereabouts right now? Any post from any of your socials at this stage is sure to cause a stir. This is crazy. What do you even have on us aside from our crimes? Oh, a lot. Trust us. But you'll just have to wait and see what your truths are. This is horrible. Yeah, but it could be a lot worse, you know? Like, if one of the dares makes us do something embarrassing or stupid to someone else, I'm sure we can just understand it's for a dare and not hold it against the other person. Right, a lot of this seems set up to stir interpersonal conflict with the secrets being revealed and making us do dares. With communication, we can easily get through this. I'm certain of it. Ooh, I ought to mention, if you tell anyone what any of your dares are, you will be severely punished. Great, of course. Excuse me. They also told us we couldn't tie the votes or avoid voting with the hostages. That turned out to be a lie, so... This time, we're not bluffing. Trust us. You're well past the point of no return. And the only way to stop the game is another murder? Yaha! But that's unrealistic. You're bound to run out of dirt on us eventually. Surely. Oh, you'd be surprised. But even so, we'll start with the lighter stuff first. Little embarrassing middle school stories you've done. Then we'll ramp it up and escalate the severity of your truths and dares with each new day. Like frogs sitting in slowly boiling water. At least the first few days won't be too bad. Either way, the game won't officially kick off until tomorrow morning when I deliver the first envelopes, so enjoy your peace while it lasts. I've got some bits and bobs to prepare, so if there's no more questions, I'll be heading off. Something I'd like to ask.
Really? Don't you want to get this over with so you can dry off? You look like a sad, wet cat right now. More so than usual.
We know Amelia exists right now. She's made her presence more than clear. Why isn't she the one giving this announcement?
Because she's meant to keep interactions with you to a minimum. Got it? Just because her office is unlocked now doesn't mean you can just wander into it whenever willy-nilly for a chat. The motives are my job, and I'm not going to let myself be replaced. I'm too iconic.
You may be that fucking cat that I hate, but you are iconic. I will give you that, Mononeko. Right. It just seems strange to me they'd waste resources operating Mononeko when they could just have Amelia do all these announcements without the extra power expenditure. But I doubted I would get any satisfying answers even if I pressed further.
Well, if that's all you had to ask, then I'll be off. Good luck with the game. I can't wait to see what you all pick.
The cat scampered through the vents once more, leaving us with the knowledge of the impending motive. We all stood in silence for a moment. It was clear we were all trying to think of some sort of game plan here, but no one was stepping up to voice their thoughts. Until the usual suspect took the prerogative. I suggest we do morning debriefs.
Again? Like how we all met here during the hostage motive to vote?
Precisely, but we'll only start doing them after truths come out. We may not be able to discuss dares, but I believe the cat expects us to discuss truths after they get revealed. And I'm assuming there will be multiple of us who will elect not to do our dares if they reach a certain level of severity. It's inevitable certain truths will come out, and I do not wish for that to divide us. How the hell are morning debriefs gonna help us here, huh? As far as I'm concerned, it just gets us all rallied in the same place for everyone to dogpile them for whatever secret comes out. Then we'll be reasonable and try not to let that happen. I want the debriefs to act as a place where we can discuss anything unsavory that might come out about ourselves as a group and clear up misconceptions before they cause conflict.
Sounds reasonable in theory, but I'm not entirely sure how effective it'll be in practice. I'm not against it, but I think we should assume everyone here is equally open to rational discussion, or able to be reasonable with people's individual circumstances. And some secrets might just be that bad that they cause conflict regardless.
Yeah, not to mention some of us don't exactly, want to get all talky about that stuff. Well, it's better to have something in place than to let conflict build. I think it's a great idea. It's also a way to do a roundup in the morning to make sure everyone is still A-okay.
Yeah, at least it helps with that. Means people aren't just cooped up in their cells. Make them a little later, though. I'm really struggling to get up early these days.
Well, there's no way we're having food at the meetings this time, considering, we still don't know who Suicide Pact Steven is, and I'm not willing to risk it. So, there's no reason we have to have it at breakfast time.
How about 11 a.m. then? That late enough?
I guess. Works for me.
Alright, 11 a.m. meetings here starting Thursday when the first set of secrets get revealed. Is that settled?
Everyone seemed to agree to that. I wasn't sure how much the meetings were going to help, but at least it was good to have something in place.
Now that that's sorted, is everything okay, Shinku? Where were you?
I found him in the pond in the courtyard. I thought he'd drowned.
What? Were you attacked?
No, nothing like that.
Then what was it? That's so strange.
I wasn't quite sure how to explain it. I didn't want to come off as suspicious and want to worry anyone by disclosing the truth. I still wasn't entirely sure what that was all about. Well, I'm not entirely sure. His dumb ass probably just fell in the pond and didn't know how to swim. Hey, come on. There's no need to be ashamed, Shinku. I never learned how to swim either. I think I just fainted while I was walking on the bridge and fell into the water. It's good as Mimi found me when she did. Right. If you are having fainting spells, Katsuki, we could always try to find you some iron tablets. No. Don't worry, it's quite alright. I'll be all okay.
Okay, just be safe, alright? I don't want anything bad happening to you.
Maybe take it easy for the rest of today? yeah, I think I'm just gonna dry off and lay down for a bit. I don't want to get sick or anything. Take it easy, kid. And if you do fall ill, I've got some old Wang family recipes that just might be able to help you. If, you know, they let me out of my cell to make them. Right, we need to get you back in there. Come on, Wang. Once again, kid, you can call. I'm not calling you uncle. I followed after Takiko and Fu as they left, returning to my own cell to put on some fresh clothes. I hope one of Zeke's dares is to make out with. I missed that. I spent a while resting, bracing myself for how busy tomorrow would be. But after a while, I felt myself becoming restless and wanting something to do. Maybe I should have a look around and see if there's anyone to talk to or anyone who needs a favor done. I just knew I needed to do something to get my mind off of tomorrow. Well, as fun as that would be, I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it here for now, gang. We're just gonna save that, and, yeah, So, that was the first, maybe, couple hours of who knows how many of Danganronpa Antebellum Chapter 2's daily life. Yeah. It's been interesting so far. Looking forward to see where this new motive kind of goes, and yeah. If anybody turned up, thanks for coming. And even if you didn't come up, and you're just watching like the VOD or something, thanks for watching anyways. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah. It's like 10 o'clock here. Oh my god. Anyways, thanks again for coming if you came, or watching if you're watching this after. And yeah, we'll see you next week for part